5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up everybody, let's take a look at the Multistrada V2S speedometer. So you have the switch on button here, and then press it, and then there you go. Beautiful Ducati speedometer. So depending on the lighting conditions, the background of the speedometer will be black or white. And as you can see, we'll get into the features and what it has to offer. So what we have here is you have the menu, then you have the mode, and then you have this is basically the load the suspension is taking, and then you have the gear, and then you have the speed, the RPM meter, temperature, odometer, side stand, and then here you have the Ducati quick shifter, the amazing Ducati quick shifter, and then you have DTC, which is the Ducati traction control, and the numbers next to that represent the performance of what it's going to offer, right? And we'll look into that in just a bit. And then you have the ABS, and the number represents the same. And of course, then you have the fuel gauge. I'm not sure if you can see, then you have the high beam, low beam, then you have the cruise control over here, and then the neutral, and then the indicator marks. Let's take a look at the switch gear here. So you have the modes, toggle switch, enter, and then you have the cruise control, and then you have this particular button. It's a special feature basically, which is connected to the auxiliary lights that you can fix on this motorcycle, and you can activate or control it with the help of this switch. And this, the hazard light, and then you have the pass button. So I'll show you that in just a bit. So if you toggle the pass button or push it up this way, it's the high beam, right? And then you have the low beam, right? You have the high beam, low beam, and pass light. And then you have the indicator switch over here, and then you have the horn. Now basically in this particular handlebar, or in this particular setting, the switch for the horn seems to be very low, but I guess that can be adjusted. And then there's this beautiful touch of the backlight on the switch. You can see, looks super cool. LED lights, looks wonderful. And if you come to the other side of the switch control, so you have the kill switch, then you have the ignition switch, then it's the on and off for the motorcycle, and here is the heated grips. And yeah, so that's pretty much the switch gear. Take a look at what the speedometer console has to offer. So let's get into the menu. Then you have the riding mode. So if you press here, the enter, then you go into the riding mode. Then you have the different riding modes. There is sport, you have touring, you have urban, you have enduro, and all default. Right now, all default is basically if you make any changes in these given settings and you switch it back to all default, it will go back to the factory setting of what they think is the best for the given options. Now let's just look at one option, the sport. So if you press enter again, it goes into another menu. So then you have the engine, so you press the engine, and then you have the option of engine power being high, medium, low. And if you see here, it talks about reduced power, full power, smooth and dynamic, and all these options, right? Very beautifully detailed, and makes it super intuitive and easy to handle. All right, so if you look here, which is the favorite part of the motorcycle for me, the engine, the heart of the motorcycle, it is the 937 Testastretta L-Twin, the famous L-Twin of Ducatis. This is basically what is powering the motorcycle, right? And this is similar to the engine that you find on the Monster, the 2021 Monster as well. because of the latest construction and all of that, it easily shaves off about 5 kilos as opposed to the outgoing model, the 950S. So that is a wonderful thing. 5 kilos is quite a bit. And then you have the DTC, which is basically Ducati traction control. So here you have the numbers. So you know the numbers which was represented in the corner in the main menu or the main screen of the speedometer. So this is what the numbers represent. So if I switch to 5, you can see the arrow mark shifting. Then if I switch to 6, then you can see it shifting. 7, and it goes to wet mode, and so on. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you have the off-road settings and all of that. And you can switch it off completely, the traction control, if you're off-roading and things like that. And that will be total control of the motorcycle. It depends on you then. So going back, then you have the ABS, which then again represents the same way. So you have numbers representing different performance modes or the level at which it will assist you or be intrusive depending on your experience as a motorcyclist, right? So that's that. Here we have the braking system. So basically there is a 4-piston dual caliper Brembo brakes, monoblock Brembo brakes on the 320 mm dual disc, right? That's in the front. And then you have at the rear a 2-piston 260 mm Brembo brakes to do the job. And then you have the DQS, the ever so famous Ducati quick shifter, which has very quickly earned a name for itself in the market today to be one of the best quick shifters available. So then you have the up and down, or you can turn it off, right? We will look into that a tiny bit more. So over here, if you see, we have the gear lever and the quick shifter sensor. So this is basically what is doing the magical quick shifting for you on the Ducatis. So what happens is that this particular sensor quickly analyzes the slightest of pressure that you might be applying on the gear, anticipating that you might make a shift, and the signal is sent to the ECU of the motorcycle, and then it responds immediately. Now the speed at which it responds and the way it does it is what is amazing. It's fluid, and it doesn't interfere with the performance of the vehicle or doesn't interfere with the experience of riding the motorcycle. With all that power it has to offer, it absolutely complements the way this motorcycle should be ridden. And then of course you have the amazing suspension. So if you look here, this is basically the Ducati Skyhook suspension, electronically controlled by the motorcycle depending on the options you choose. Over here you can see the suspension modes. So you have the medium, then you have harder, then you have hardest. So this is when you are at track or you want extremely precise riding accuracy, then you can look into the suspension setting and set it up according to what you are doing. Then you have the softer, softest, and back. So depending on the touring or off-roading, you can choose and decide how you want it to function. And the best part about it is that it is electronically controlled. So all you have to do is choose, and the suspension, the motorcycle will do it for you. Excuse the cat, please. And then of course the same sort of settings you get in the rear as well, which is also electronically controlled, and it adjusts itself depending on what you choose. There you can see the fork and the suspension here, Multistrada V2S. And if you just move back here, you can see again the electronically controlled, fully adjustable rear monoshock. Now going back, the suspension is done, and yes, the load mode. So if you had seen in the main screen, there was this small logo here representing a helmet, which basically means single rider, or you have single rider with luggage, then you have single rider with pillion, then you have rider, pillion, as well as luggage. And all of this will basically set up the suspension according to the weight of the bike, so that you get a better performance out of the motorcycle riding experience. And so that's pretty much about the speedometer console. I hope that has helped. Let's take a look at the headlights here. So you have all LED and a DRL. If you turn it on, there you go, the DRL. Beautiful looking headlight, right? And then if I hit the bar switch, You can see all the headlights coming to life. Look at that beautiful looking headlights, right? And then you have the high beam. If you pull the pass light, push the pass light forward, you have the high beam, and then you have the pass light, right? It's fantastic looking headlights. It's beautiful. So the indicators on this motorcycle are given on the hand guards over here. So if you see, beautiful LED, all LED indicators. Looks fantastic, doesn't it? And then if I switch to the other side, obviously, you can also find it here. There you go. Fantastic LED. Now, taking a look at this really sleek and beautifully designed exhaust. There you go. It a bit. The throttle is super responsive. So if you check out the RPM here, just a tiny twist of the throttle, you'll see the RPM going up. Tiny. Just that much, and you'll see how it responds. See that? And I love that animation where the numbers changes as you go up. Yeah. What a fabulous machine. Totally in love with it. So if you look at it from the sides and the top, you will see that it is super sleek. So this basically is designed in a way that it is not cumbersome for us to maneuver through traffic within the city, making the bike leaner for us to have more space to navigate through city traffic or tight gaps, right, as much as possible, obviously. And right above the suspension, the exhaust, right above the exhaust, you have these options integrating the panniers in the bike itself. So there is no need for us to attach any extra support mechanisms for us to attach these panniers. And the same is on to the other side as well. So it's available, making it very easy and efficient for people who are into touring and need this option. All right, so I'm just trying to give you a good look at the contour of the seat here. Hopefully you can understand how it feels. I will also put up a short clip of me getting onto the motorcycle, but you see this is the contour it has. So it's sort of, you feel like you're going to sit inside in the motorcycle rather than on it, and that's pretty much how you feel. And it's more so in actually the Multistrada V4, but yeah, that's the seat. You can see how wide it is over here. So it contours here, if you notice, it contours, right? So it comes from a wide seat and it contours here for you to access the motorcycle in a way that your legs can reach the ground comfortably and have a good ability to hold on and grab on with your thighs to the motorcycle and ride it hard and ride it well. And then coming to the rear seat, you have a really comfortable, super nice sofa-like rear seat. So I don't see how the pillion will be uncomfortable here. It's a beautiful, nicely cushioned, good material seat over here. And here you can notice there's these patterns on top of this seat here. It basically is for you to not slide on braking, on any hard acceleration. The seat will assist you with some grip. This is the Multistrada V2S motorcycle keys. So like I said, this is a keyless motorcycle, but in order to access the fuel cap, you will have to use the key. So press that and then you can access it. And you need to stay about 1 meter from the motorcycle or half a meter even, otherwise the motorcycle will switch off, just to make sure it's secure and no one can misuse the distance that the key and the bike has to offer. Hey everybody, this is Moto Varun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like the content, and if you do, please don't hesitate to subscribe, share and like the videos, and lots more to come. See you soon.